With the holiday break coming, Star Citizen 3.12 is nearing its Wave 1 P2 release, and I thought it would be fun to put a little video together for you guys to share the big ticket items to look forward to checking out when the patch drops for you. So let's get started with a visual update. Spacescaping. This brings gas clouds around the Lagrange point stations, Crusader L1, Hurston L2, and so on, and the need for this is basically space is dark and boring visually, so as is tradition, it is the Star Citizen way to make sure things are visually pleasing as a #1 priority. I imagine this came from Squadron 42 work to make sure the locations that we're fighting in and things like that are visually cool looking. Now, at these Lagrange points are a new location coming to the stations, refinery decks. But these shouldn't be basically worthless like the cargo decks were in 3.11. This is where you will be able to take unrefined ore from a prospector or mole and process it into even more valuable material using a refinery kiosk. Stations have capacity, so if it has too many jobs going on, it will become less efficient. Also, each station will have ores it specializes in refining, so you can get a lot more yield for your haul if you choose the right location. Now, all that sounds pretty fun, but what is coolest about this, it starts the logistics mechanics within a mining loop. You can only carry the processed ore in a cargo ship, not a mining ship. So this requires multiple steps now to finish the mining loop. Tying into this is a new update to the mining UI. Since mining entered the fold, the UI was hard to understand. The most important information, the rock energy level, this is where the green and red bars are, and the fracturing sensor, this is the bar that once full, the rock you're mining breaks apart, are on opposite sides of the UI from one another. This new UI has them front and center, while they added really valuable information on the left and right side that we were lacking in the past. We finally have flight information visible while mining, so we can see how fast we're moving and where our speed limiter is. We can see what consumables we have and which ones are active. Finally, on the right side, we have a really well done list of the minerals and how much of them we have in the hold. And lastly, we have detailed information on unstable ores like Quantanium and how long we have to drop them off. Next up is Reputation version 1. Mining, of course, has been receiving updates since its inception, but things like missions really have not gotten the love they deserve. Well, the wait is over, kind of. The first iteration of Reputation seems to mean mission progression with mission givers, as well as what is referred to as mission threads, which I think these are like delivery missions or bounty missions. These missions have multiple tiers with different payouts based off of these tiers. They might be locked behind Reputation gain or loss in 3.12. I think this has the potential to be the biggest change to the game this year, but we don't have a lot of information about how deep the mechanic will be for its first steps. I think the key here, more than anything, is that it's now a service-driven feature, which means that if you leave the game or your server crashes, your progress and your reputation is saved. Another thing that's really exciting coming to 3.12 is the tractor beam attachment for the multi-tool. Not so much in the fact that it will change the game in 3.12, but it opens the doors for a lot of future gameplay elements. I bet a lot of you really see this as a cargo hauling improvement, but how many of you thought about the fact that this tool was likely a blocker for us to change out components in our ships, as well as loot other ships' components? This little addition is much bigger than it looks on the surface. And the last big anticipated addition to 3.12 is a couple of ships. I know you guys love your spaceships, so coming to 3.12 is the Asperia Talon and the Asperia Shrike. Two ships that are meant to be hit and run type ships, but I'm not sure how effective it will be unless it's massively maneuverable. It only has 2 size 3 weapons. The Shrike seems to be the choice if you were going to go for any of these, because it kind of counters the lack of guns with a massive amount of size 3 missiles. All the things mentioned were the most notable updates coming to Star Citizen 3.12, but there are many more changes and updates as well. We'll dive into those more in depth when we get our first Wave 1 patch, and I will do a complete overview of how these features actually made it into the game. I'm trying to do some different videos on this channel, so I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you are thinking of checking out Star Citizen for the first time, this might actually be a good patch to try out. Link is in the description for my referral link, which gets you an extra 5,000 starting credits. But that will do it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you leave a like and comment below with your most anticipated feature. And oh yeah, hit that subscribe button also.